Hey everyone, Lone Wolf Jedi here, and over the last 5 years I've been here on YouTube, as well as, because I've been here since I believe 2006. I'm not really sure, but I've been here for quite some time. And, I have seen a lot of people do top lists, top whatever, favorite, unfavorite, whatever lists. And like top 5 anime characters, top 10 favorite movies. I mean, I've even gone over to that guy with the glasses and seen the nostalgia critic, aka Doug Walker, do a top 11 list. Various top 11 lists. His most recent was his top 11 reasons why top 11 nostalgia critics he will not do, and I have to agree with what number one was because everybody has picked that one clean. Just go over to that guy with the glasses and find out for yourself. So, anyway, I've seen it. I'm thinking, okay, you know what? I want to do my own. But which one? I want to do some of my own, okay? But where do I start? And I thought, wait a minute. What's been the one series of movies that you have always seen throughout your entire life? Disney movies. Okay? I've been a Disney fan for as long as I can remember. Hell, I even worked for them from 2001 to 2005. Parking at Disneyland, doing the parking lots at Disneyland. And I gotta say, watching all those movies, they pulled out some of the best villains in movie history. I mean, even before I think during the time, even when I was a sci-fi buff, they made a pretty good sci-fi movie back in, I don't know, it's like the late 70s, early 80s. The Black Hole, that I thought was, whoa, really well done. But anyway, they have pulled out some of the best villains in movie history. There's villains in other movies. Like for instance, I saw Straw Dogs and Alexander Skarsgård, aka Eric from True Blood. He was one. I've seen him do this both in True Blood and in this movie. This trust me, but I'm gonna fuck you over type of character, and he does it really well. But I'm talking about these out and out, really evil, crazy nut jobs. And Disney has pulled these ones out a lot. So, with that being said, I'm going to give you my top 9 favorite Disney villains. Why did I choose 9? I like to be a little different. First of all, let's give me this straight that this is my own personal feelings on these characters. Everyone has their own opinions, and I have mine. So let's get started. Number 9, the Shadow Man from Princess and the Frog. I recently saw this movie and I thought, wow, this guy was out there. He used voodoo magic to get what he wanted, and that was money. I mean, he's in New Orleans, and what do you really depend on? And what do you really when you're in America? What are you really after? Money. Okay? And his voice is done by one hell of a deep voice. Keith David. Or as I like to call him, Chaos from the Dissidia games. Number 8. Cruella De Vil from one of my all-time favorite animated films, 101 Dalmatians. This lady was so obsessed with looks that she wanted to make fur coats out of dogs, specifically Dalmatians, and she went out of her way to do so. Definitely one evil bitch. And she was perfectly played in live action by Glenn Close. Number 7. The judge from Who Framed Roger Rabbit. Now, I know you're just saying, this is a real life character. I can put a real life character in this. See, now here's actually he isn't really. I wouldn't say he's a live action character because actually at the end you find out that he's actually a toon, a crazy maniacal toon who wanted to do away with all toons. Talk about your Looney Tunes. That one belonged. That one belonged in like a psych ward, like was it Arkham Asylum or whatever, the Batman one, the one that's in Gotham City. He would definitely be along in that one. I think he was like crazier than even the Joker, for crying out loud. Oh, and the real life character, he was played by one of my favorite actors, Christopher Lloyd. I mean, to me, Christopher Lloyd is one of the greatest actors ever. And my favorite role he did, Dr. Emmett Brown from Back to the Future movies, he was just perfect in that. Okay, let's move on. Number 6, Judge Claude Frollo from The Hunchback of Notre Dame. Now, this guy was a tortured soul. I mean, he was a judge who said that he was doing things for in the name of God, and really, we all know he wasn't. And he was obsessed with the one thing that he despised: a gypsy dancer. He hated gypsies, but ever since seeing Esmeralda, he got obsessed with her. He was saying that he in that unbelievably great song, he says that she will be hers, that she will be his, or she will burn. And he ended up burning Paris because of it. Now, granted, I would probably have the same session if someone danced like that and had the voice of Demi Moore. Ooh, yeah. But like I said, he was obsessed with her, and it actually eventually led to his downfall. Number 5, Lady Tremaine from Cinderella. She married into Cinderella's family, and when Cindy's father died, she turned all her attention on her daughters and made Cindy a slave in her own home. Now I know what you're thinking, why are you calling her Cindy? Because Cinderella is just like Cinderella this, Cinderella that. Ugh, sorry, I'm not really. And plus, I'm a former cast member. I can actually say stuff like that. But like I said, she turned her attention to daughters and made Cindy a slave in her own home. An interesting tidbit: her voice was done by Eleanor Audley, a Disney legend who provided the voice of many Disney's bad girls, including the number one person on this list. Hell, even Mark Davis, one of the animators for Cinderella, patterned in other animated features, patterned the character she did after her. She was so damn good at being bad. Number 4, the Wicked Queen from Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. She wanted to kill her own daughter because she was more beautiful. Yeah, that's crazy enough to be on this list. Well, and another thing, folks, about this lady, do not accept apples from her. Okay? Yeah, I would, if I saw this lady give me an apple, like, I'll pass, thank you. Anyway, back on the list. Number 3, Scar from The Lion King. He wanted to rule the Pride Land, so what did he do? Off his own brother and tried to kill his own nephew. Now I would say that is crazy enough to be on this list. That and his voice was done really well by Jeremy Irons. If anybody I think could do an evil character's voice, it is Jeremy Irons. He is like, wow. I mean, he even made that character he did in that crappy Dungeons and Dragons movie. He made that character worth watching the movie. But yeah, and also at one point his voice is actually this is something I learned from Nostalgia Critic. His voice for the song "Be Prepared" was actually changed most of the way through it to Jim Cummings. I don't know why, but you can't even tell, to tell you the truth. Number 2, Ursula from The Little Mermaid. She was a sea witch who used the fact that Ariel could sing and she could rule the seas. She used it so that she could take over for Triton, and Triton ended up doing it, and she ended up being, well, we all know what happened to her. Either way, she was obsessed with and she had her She had her little ways of doing things. Oh, I'll give you such and such, but you're going to end up paying me back, kind of thing. That is like, okay, crazy. And my number one best Disney villain, Maleficent from Sleeping Beauty. Now, she is pure evil. She got upset about not being invited to a party, so she cast a spell on the king and queen's daughter to have her die by pricking her hand on a spinning spindle. I mean, yeah, just a little bit of you just get a little bit upset about not being invited to a party, and you do this. Definitely evil. Plus, her voice, like I said earlier, her voice was done. Her voice and facial features were done by Eleanor Audley. Another little thing is, she also does the voice of Madame Leota at Disneyland's Haunted Mansion attraction. Ah, crap, there goes my Disney mentality calling a ride an attraction. I mean, come on. I've been gone from the company for 6 years, and I'm still calling them attractions. I think it's maybe because my sister works there, and I'm like, okay, what'd you do today? Oh, I was at Tiki. Oh, I was at Jungle. Oh, I got pulled in vehicles. And I'm like, yeah, my Disney mentality still sticks around even 6 years after. Damn you, Disney! Well, that's my list of Disney villains. I'd like to hear yours. This is LWJ saying thank you for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Take care of yourselves.